I'm retiring at 42 because of 3 key investments. People think retiring early is complicated, but I've actually broken it down into a very easy to follow formula. Welcome back to my channel where we're building wealth to live life on our own terms, one money move at a time. Today I'm sharing my 3 key investments for retiring early. If you're ready to take control of your financial future, you're in the right place. I'm Rami, a real estate investor, on track to retire in my early 40s, and I'm sharing all of my tips to fast track your way to financial freedom without sacrificing all the luxuries you care about along the way. So let's get into it. So the first investment that I'm making is in myself. At 25, I realized I didn't want to work forever. So that got me thinking, what do I need to do? What knowledge do I need to gain to make sure that that does not happen? That was just 8 years ago, and I've been able to 10x my net worth because I continue to invest in myself. I believe in soaking up as much knowledge as possible from all the different channels that are already part of my daily life. So I listen to podcasts almost every day about money topics. I know what's going on in the real estate market. And most importantly, I curate my social media account so I'm following a lot of people that I look up to financially. So even if I'm doom scrolling, I'm learning something along the way. I also believe in building skills that you can monetize. So I became a real estate agent 6 years ago, and it's been a huge cheat code in being able to increase wealth more quickly. So it's actually really humbling to think about how far I've come as a real estate agent. I got my license back in April of 2019, and I remember that whole year I would sit open houses, I was hustling, I was trying to find different clients, I was going to networking events, and nothing was happening. I wasn't getting any traction. And I remember feeling super discouraged because I ended that year with 0 deals. Even though I was planting a bunch of seeds, it wasn't leading to anything. But I found an agent mentor who taught me literally everything he knew. Everything from how to structure my discovery calls with clients to what types of gifts to get at the closing table. He taught me how to be a great agent. I followed his playbook and I kept going despite the fact that I wasn't seeing much success. 2 short years after that, I hit 6 figures as an agent. Sometimes investing in yourself means continuing to stay disciplined in something even if it doesn't seem like it's working out in that exact moment. You're building resilience and grit and all the things that make for great character. And not only have I been able to increase my expertise as an agent and be able to offer value to my clients, it's given me an incentive to stay on top of the market so that I can make smart investment decisions myself. Maximizing earning potential is a key step in building wealth more quickly on your journey to financial freedom. The second thing I invest in is systems. I believe in automation. This is a key way that I've been able to maximize my wealth building. First off, we automate all bills and investing. We set it and forget it over here. Then organization is super key. My husband and I use a high yield savings account called Ally, and we use their bucket features to organize how we allocate our money. So for instance, we have a travel fund that we put a specific amount into every year and we withdraw from whenever we want to go on vacation. That ensures that our recurring finances aren't thrown into chaos when we want to travel. Everything is planned for and calculated. We also have a bucket for yearly dues, real estate dues, subscriptions for my husband's app. We want to make sure that these things don't catch us by surprise every year. Then we have a separate account for all of our business expenses related to our rental properties. That's super helpful when it comes to tax purposes. Finally, tracking is super important. We use a financial tracker to increase our clarity. It helps us visualize our investment gains, track our net worth, and make sure that we can optimize in real time. It also helps us assess our milestones along the way and celebrate. When it comes to systems, I also believe in outsourcing. I want to spend as much of my time as possible doing strategic things. So I pay to get my house cleaned and I buy high quality, already made meals for lunches during the week so that I can actually spend time focused on building wealth and not sacrificing time with my family in the process. And then finally, invest in relationships. One thing I've noticed in corporate America is there are a lot of high-powered jobs that people get because the right people liked them. There were probably people that were more qualified or they interviewed better, but the hiring manager liked this specific person because of an interaction they had, or maybe they worked together in the past, or they had a mutual friend that vouched for them, and that warm lead went a really long way. A couple years ago, my husband was looking to make a career transition at work. He ended up applying for a completely different role on a team where he had worked with the hiring manager. He fully expected to go through the normal process of multiple interviews, hearing back at the end of it all based on how you stacked up to other candidates, but that didn't happen. He didn't even have to interview for the job. Because he had worked with the hiring manager in the past and left a great impression, he basically got fast-tracked through the process and they ended up extending an offer without even interviewing him once. That's the power of investing in relationships. It's super important to build a personal brand, wherever you are. I hustled a lot in the early days of building my real estate business, but now business finds me because of the relationships that I built in the beginning and all the networking that I front-loaded. It's the gift that keeps giving, because once you do a deal with someone and they like you, then they tell their friends about you, then those people tell their friends about you, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. And this can apply to almost anything. If you build a great brand, you're top of mind for new career opportunities, business ventures, the list is endless. In general, surround yourself with high-value people and be intentional about the time that you spend with them. I surround myself with people that are looking to pursue financial freedom, and I soak in as much from them as I can and try to offer them value as well. What are some investments that you're making to retire early? Let me know in the comments. If you want to shave years off your retirement journey, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my weekly tips. Stay financially fabulous.